My name is Tessa Dorsey. About 5 years ago, I lost my job with Cherokee County Family Resources, a job that I had taken um, to gain more hours and better benefits and stuff when I had previously been with North Carolina Cooperative Extension as a part-time employee. The grant funding for this position ended suddenly and abruptly with no forewarning. And at that time in my life, I was responsible for 2 children and a house payment and all of the above that goes with natural everyday living. I did draw unemployment, but it didn't seem to quite, make the bills. I wasn't making what I was drawing, what I was used to making. And I got a part-time management position at Cato's after that, which still, I think I actually was drawing more than I started making when I went to work there. But one thing led to another, and I got involved with the wrong people in my community, and they gave me information on and education on ways that I could supplement my income, which was a very poor decision, I know now. Back then, I said to myself, I'll do what I have to do to take care of my children and all the things that I've worked for. But if I had it to do over again, I would never have traveled that road. Due to circumstances, I ended up sentenced to 2 years in North Carolina State Penitentiary. And last March, I was released. The April, right after my release, I sought out REACH, which is a women's crisis center in our local area. Just trying to find out about maybe some education or jobs that I didn't know about, that the Employment Security Commission, weren't aware of or whatever, because I was really struggling due to the fact that now I was a felon, and people, even the local McDonald's said we reserve the right as to whether or not we will hire felons, and we choose not to. So the ladies at REACH, they found out about my background and everything to see how they could go about helping me. And they're funded through a lot of non-profit organizations, so they started kind of pulling and finding out what can we do and what can't we do. And because I had told them that I had previously taken the state nursing assistance class, they found out that one of their funders that they had would allow them to pay for me to go back and take the test over again to just regain my licensure. So they paid for that, and when I went to Asheville to take the test, it had been since 1993 since I had had any training or education in that field. And when I took the test and passed with such a high score, I thought, well, maybe I had been selling myself short, and that I should go on and do something more with my life. So the funding that they provided for my testing basically inspired me to go back to college. I've been in school a little less than a year now, and I'm only 2 semesters away from completing my associate's degree in human resource services with a major in psychology. So it has greatly changed my life. I had lived a good life, and then I had lived a really poor life. And when I came home, it seemed that I wasn't going to gain employment or anything, and that I was running into so many brick walls that I felt I had no way out. But when these ladies, through the funding that they had received or whatever, provided the the money for me to go take this test. And then they also, I was told that being a felon that I could not receive the Pell and everything anymore, and they researched that for me. And of course there's loopholes and a lot of stuff, and they found the loopholes for me, and I was able to return to college and stuff. So Reach has in recent months offered me a part-time position, and though it's only 16 hours right now, it's 16 hours that I didn't have, and it's employment that no one else was willing to grant me or whatever. So I would say that through the funding that they receive, and their willingness to help me and to be an aid to me, it has greatly changed my life. After I went back and got my CNA license, and I think I had already started back to college. During the time I was gone, one of my children became legally an adult on her own, and so I really had no restrictions as to my relationship with her and stuff. She was just like, that's my mama and that's who I'm going to be around. But my younger child, he's 10 now, and he had never even spent the night with anyone other than me when I left, and he was 7. And I came home, and we both greatly desired to be with one another, but until I could prove myself stable and making steps in the right direction and stuff, that was not a possibility. So it's been about 8 months now that I have had him back in my custody. It's just him and his mama, and as a whole, if I would not have had Reach and that kind of resource to reach out to, and them be willing to reach back and help me and pull me through the place that I was at that time, I'm not sure where I would be right now. I guess that's all.